Hi, my name is Taylor. I'm from Illinois. My diagnosis is a little different. I believe I was diagnosed as a carrier in 2016, I believe, but I wasn't diagnosed with hemophilia A because my levels were so low. Probably not until about 2018. So I guess that would be my official diagnosis because that's kind of what I say I have now. So I hope that as a woman, the journey just sounds a little bit different. As a patient, I think it's really important for researchers to understand kind of what we go through specifically when it comes to women diagnosed with hemophilia. Like I just mentioned before, that my diagnosis story is very different compared to a typical diagnosis. I can even compare against my brother. He was diagnosed right away with hemophilia A at 6 months and given factor right away, but I was not given the same thing, even though I did show similar issues as him. They just thought that it was just because I was a girl that this is just kind of how it is. So I have gone through much different paths of provider care, and the provider I have now, my hematologist, is amazing, so I'm so happy to be where I am now. But I think it's important for researchers to kind of look into more about how women go undiagnosed so often and what that can do to impacting their care, impacting how they treat and adherence for themselves, and then just trying to see how we can prevent kind of women falling under the cracks when it comes to bleeding disorders, because we can be impacted by it in similar ways, but also in very different ways. I've had a very positive experience working with Rare Patient Voice. They always seem to provide really great insight and studies that are offered for patients with hemophilia to be able to voice their experiences. However, I have noticed that I have gotten excluded from a lot of research studies because I check off that I'm a female, not a male. So that would be something that I would like to see change. But I understand what the differences can be, but based on just the gender, I think sometimes we need to look at that differently because women can experience the same things. Yes, I definitely recommend other patients. I have sent referrals to friends of mine that I know that have hemophilia and send it to them to be able to sign up for this. Obvious perks is just like a little lump of compensation, and then also, like I said, I think it really helps us to navigate like our own experiences and be able to voice them to researchers that can hopefully promote change and at least open up the eyes to providers to seeing what different patients go through and how not every story is the same.